Okay, so I've suddenly got hooked on Grayzone Warfare again. I got the game day one and thought it did a lot of things pretty well, especially for an extraction shooter, even though the devs don't want to call it an extraction shooter, but I digress. Anyway, the point is that the devs are absolutely cooking, especially with this new 0.3 update, Winds of War. I had the day off from work, so I got to dive in and play the update for almost 11 hours yesterday. I took breaks, of course. I'm old now, so I need my matlock time. A quick general rundown of what Winds of War brings to the table. The two big things would be the dynamic weather and control outposts, otherwise known as cops. Starting with those, the cops are a neat addition to the game where the small, medium, and large outposts are scattered across the map. Initially, they're controlled by AI, but once you clear the enemies out, you can take over the outpost and it acts like your base. You can access your stash there, talk to and buy and sell to vendors, turn in tasks that require handing in items, things like that. And acts as a place for you to take care of business without you needing to fly all the way back to base, so you can stay in the field longer. In PvP, enemy PMCs can attack your cop and take it over, and vice versa. In PvE, when you take over a cop, everyone can use it, which is nice. I'm a big fan of this addition since I was able to stay out in the field for longer sessions at a time, and get back into the action as quickly as possible. As for the dynamic weather, it's actually very cool. I love the way the typhoon looks and it's incredibly immersive. Here, just have a look at this and listen. It also affects your gameplay a bit since your visibility is affected, which I'm sure was part of what they were going for. Also, as a quick side note, they added an effect to the helicopters so you could see the water hitting the blades, which I thought was a nice touch. Some smaller additions one may not notice until they start venturing out of the starting town is that some tasks are given to you out in the field, which is pretty neat. And that's a feeling of dynamic tasking, like something just came up and it couldn't wait for you to get back to the cop or HQ. There are also a ton of new tasks which take you around to parts of the world I never really thought to go explore. With the addition of some new places, I'm sure this was a way to get you out there to experience them, along with the issuing tasks in the field thing. Plus, it gets you thinking about taking over a nearby control outpost, since you're out and about anyway. So far, I'm only about level 10 as of recording this, so I'm still pretty early on in the wipe still. I haven't unlocked much in terms of the vendors. They got reworked, so they have 4 levels now, and from what I can tell, some old level 1 gear got shifted to level 2. Oh, they just shovel things around. I just got level 2 gunny, so I was finally able to put a suppressor on my M4, which is nice. I did see they added some weapons like the MP7 and MCX 300 Blackout. I only tried the MP7 so far, but I'll definitely get around to the MCX soon enough, my beloved. Now I just wanted to talk about why I'm loving this game. As you know, it occupies the tactical shooter space, which I'm 100% in love with right now, but it's a bit slower paced than most. I've seen people describe Grayzone Warfare as Tarkov for dads, and I can kinda get where that sentiment comes from. But the big thing for me is the open world and the social aspect of the game, and how things happen organically with players. For those that are unaware, Grayzone Warfare doesn't operate based on the typical raid mechanic that extraction shooters are known for, where you load into a game, you have anywhere between 20 to 40 minutes to get in, do what you need to do, and get out. Grayzone Warfare, on the other hand, is an open world. Between 3 PMC factions, there are a total of, I think, maybe 48 players on each server. And with such a large world, that could mean that any of them can be anywhere at any time. For PvP, this usually ends up in gunfights, but in PvE, where I primarily play, this can turn into a conversation. For example, I ran into a duo at YBL1 after clearing the bunker, and I was doing a task to locate someone in an office, so I asked them if they had the key to the door. They said they did, and they were heading there now, so I just tagged along and we were able to all get the task objective. Another instance at YBL, it's always YBL for some reason, where I ran into a solo from the same PMC group as me. I asked him where I could find the collapsed tunnel, so he told me where to go and what to do. Now, you wouldn't happen to know where the shortcut is to Port Narenth?
The collapsed hallway down at the bottom. All you got to do is walk to the end of that hallway down there where it's collapsed and check the rubble.
Oh, that's okay. That's what I'm doing wrong then. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yep.
After that, we went our separate ways. I got back to base and I ran into him again.
You need any help on any tasks or anything?
I'm actually needing to find some intel over by, like, around Tiger Bay. Oh, this is the dude that was helped me out.
You said around Tiger Bay?
Yeah, it's like one of those night missions, I think. So we squatted up and he helped me with a bunch of tasks. This was right before the 0.3 update, so unfortunately all that progress got wiped, but hey, met a friend that day. This is what I mean by things happening organically. It's something that gave me old school MMO vibes the more it kept happening to me, especially asking for help with tasks. That took me back to my World of Warcraft days, or RuneScape, just talking to people like a glorified chat room, or even recently with Final Fantasy XIV and happening across a bard performing and eventually a crowd forms around them. This just happens in these games, and I get the same feeling from Grayzone Warfare when I interact with other players. Also, Grayzone Warfare PvE players are just genuinely very nice. The donation box always seems to have something in there. Players keep dropping stuff for others, offering to help with tasks. It's an environment that propagates cooperation, and I love to see it. Anyway, that's the big reason why I enjoy the game. There are smaller things like the gunplay feeling good, tasking not being super intense or confusing most of the time. Sometimes they are. I always enjoy the helicopter rides and being able to mute your ear pro when needed, things like that. That is to say, the game is not without its flaws, even now with 0.3. While performance seems to have improved, there are some points where I lag, especially during gunfights at night, and the audio for walking and running, it sounds weird to me. Like, I'm not sure if they did their own Foley or not, and if they did, I'm sure they were trying to emulate walking on dirt, but it sounds really crunchy to me, like a cartoony chomp. It's like 2 steps removed from the zombie walk noise from the original Resident Evil. If you know, you know. Also, the night vision options aren't the greatest right now. Most of the time I can't see a thing at night, even with nods, so I hope we get some more options for night vision that improve your visibility, assuming they're not already in the game with the update. I'll have to see as I level up my vendors. But my love for this game far outweighs my grievances with it. I feel like these devs are absolutely cooking right now, and it'll only improve with time. I'm excited to see where things go from here. With that being said, I'm gonna go play some more. How are you guys liking the update so far? You love it? Hate it? PvP and PvE players chime in. I want to know what you're thinking. Enjoy your time in the field, operators. That being said, stay hydrated. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you next time.